Hi friends, Itheria here. I am once again feeling pretty tired and uninspired. I guess you could say that I'm in some sort of a slump, and I don't know, I've been feeling a little bit overwhelmed lately. And part of that is the topic of today's video is a health issue that I am facing called laryngopharyngeal reflux, LPR, silent reflux. Those are some names for it. I'm sure everyone's familiar with acid reflux in general. The idea is that some of the contents of your stomach in terms of stomach acid or whatever comes up your esophagus. Most people get heartburn. I don't get heartburn. Instead, it's making its way to my throat, and I'm getting a lot of phlegm, sore throat feelings, coughing, clearing my throat a lot, and it can be really miserable on the days where I do feel incredibly phlegmy. And to be honest, it does make recording hard because I'm hard swallowing, stopping to drink water, especially for ASMR. I mean, I know I haven't really been making ASMR, but oh my god, it is so frustrating to have that problem and try to make ASMR because I can hear my hard swallows in the recording, and especially if I try to do a recording with my physical body in it, it's terrible. So yeah, basically today I'm going to be telling you about the health journey that I am currently on because I'm honestly too, lazy, tired, whatever it may be to make other videos. And also, my dog is breathing really freaking loud right now. She is just sucking in the air with all of her might, so please excuse her. She's old and that is how she breathes. But anyhow, this problem started occurring in December of 2021 is when I first noticed it, and I thought maybe it was a sinus issue or some sort of, allergies, whatever, and it didn't go away. So maybe a month later, maybe even 2, I went and I saw a doctor, and the doctor thought it was allergies. She told me, try taking a different allergy medication than what you're doing now, and she prescribed me with Flonase. It didn't work. I went to a different doctor maybe a couple months later, maybe March, and she said, okay, this sounds like heartburn. And I was like, heartburn? That seems strange, but okay, you're the professional. And she put me on Prilosec OTC, and she gave me a 90-day supply. And I took the entire supply, and I bought more because I stopped taking it, and my symptoms came back and felt worse, which also may have been because when you take Prilosec for a long time, I don't really know how long, but when you take it for a long time, you are supposed to wean yourself off of it, and by that point, I had been taking it for 3 months. And I also decided to get back on it instead of trying to wait it out and see if it got better, because I had dentist appointments. I had to get cavities done and cleanings, and I could not be full of phlegm for that, and the medication was helping. But I still decided to go ahead and see an ENT because I was thinking, I can't stay on this medication my entire life, can I? And at that point, I didn't even know about the potential side effects that the medication could have. So I went to the ENT, and she kind of said that exact thing, was that she didn't want me to stay on the Prilosec long term because it can have negative effects on your body. I know one of them has to do with vitamin B deficiencies, and there's other stuff, but I don't really remember the other things. But she kind of was try to change your diet and stay on the Prilosec while you do that. So that's kind of where I'm at now, although I am trying to wean off the Prilosec because I want to get a better sense of how well the diet is working. Although even while being on the Prilosec, I still have days where I get symptoms. So it's not really a perfect cure. My birthday was shortly after that visit, and I didn't really want to not enjoy my birthday because the kind of acid reflux diet, there's some main things they tell you to avoid, which is chocolate, fatty foods, caffeine, alcohol, mint. I think there might be some other ones, but the chocolate was the big thing. I was I can't have chocolate cake for my birthday? I don't think so. I will start the diet after, and that's what I did. I've been on it for 7 days now. It feels like forever. It feels like I've been doing it forever. That's probably because it's really strict. It's stricter than just the things that I listed, but basically I was doing so much research online and I just felt so confused. not sure what I could or couldn't eat because different websites said different things. Some websites said butter was okay. Other websites said it wasn't. Same thing with certain fruits. Some were like, yeah, you can have strawberries, but now the book that I have been following says no, you can't because strawberries are acidic at a 3 on the pH scale. So I've been following this book, and like I said, it's very strict. It's a 2-week diet where I have like a page and a half of foods that I can eat, but I can't have butter, I can't have cheese. The only fruits I'm allowed to have are bananas, pears, a limited amount of them, and melon. That's all. I'm not allowed to have like any processed food really. I can have like crackers and graham crackers, but I can't like reach in the cupboard and have like a cookie or an Oreo or whatever the hell. I can have some cereals and stuff too, but it's pretty strict, and it's like it's been tough to try and figure out what to eat because I also can't have fatty meats. So like red meat is completely out. I can really only have chicken, turkey, and fish and venison. Venison wasn't on the list, but if you know anything about deer meat, then you know how incredibly lean it is. It is probably just as lean as chicken, if not leaner. So I went ahead and had some venison because I think based on everything I've, learned in the general foods that we're avoiding here, it should be fine. So the point of this diet is to sort of help heal your body because what happens with acid reflux is that an enzyme called pepsin ends up hanging on to areas in your esophagus and your throat and whatnot. It doesn't just stay in your stomach. So when you reflux, even if you don't feel heartburn, that pepsin also comes up and it can cling to, like I said, like your throat. Like that must be what's happening to me. And then if you eat acidic foods, it's activated. And if there is nothing for the enzyme to digest, as it would in your stomach, because in your stomach the enzyme would be digesting food, but in your throat there's nothing for it to digest, so it actually attacks your own throat. So it can be damaging. It's kind of scary because all these books I've got, they're saying that this could even lead to cancer, that there's like a strong belief or something that this could be a contributing factor to like esophageal cancer. So that part is like really freaking scary. But the point of the diet is that you avoid any acidic food so that your body has time to basically like, I guess, flush out the pepsin, or like the pepsin will no longer be in your throat because you haven't given it anything to activate and it'll eventually go away. And then that like fatty foods, you're not supposed to eat those because they can cause your sphincter to relax, which is what can help allow the stomach acid and pepsin to come up your esophagus and into your throat and whatnot. I honestly really only have a basic understanding of everything that's going on, like the kind of science behind what's happening and like what causes all of this and how it works. But basically, if I don't go on a diet, then I'm probably not going to get better. And I'm fine with being on a diet, I guess. It's just tough because even though the 2-week part is the strictest part, and after that I can ease up a bit and have things like low-fat cheeses like Parmesan and even have a little bit of butter, it's still so confusing. Because it's like, okay, well, what do I do if it doesn't work? And if it does work, how strict am I supposed to eat after this? Can I ever eat the things I love again? And like the book does say stuff like, oh, you can occasionally eat chocolate or whatever, but I feel like there's not that much guidance for like maintenance for like what to do for the rest of my life. And I do have like some other books, but that's the thing, is like they kind of talk about this in periods of like, here's this diet that you'll go on. And I'm like, well, what about after? Like, how do I eat after? And one of them, because like I have a few books that I grabbed from the library about this, and one of them does have like a reintroduction phase where you can, reintroduce foods into your life, even slightly acidic ones, like strawberries, I said, were a 3 or whatever. So that's a thing too, but it's still, I don't know, it's still kind of a lot for me because it just is completely changing the way I eat. And I don't think I was like really eating that poorly before, and that's another thing that it's super confusing to me because I wasn't the kind of person that was like constantly eating out. I mean, I probably did eat, a decent amount of processed foods. I think that's just kind of part of, I want to say part of being an American, to be honest, or part of being in like the 21st century. We're so used to kind of having everything quickly and conveniently. But honestly, like my dad, he pretends he doesn't like to cook, but I swear to God he must like it because he does it every single night. So it's not like I was eating even tons of like processed TV dinners or things like that because my dad would cook every day. And I would say that our diet usually consists of meat. We eat a lot of meat, and then like a side, like a potato or rice. So meat and carbs really. And then we might have like some green beans and stuff too on the side. I will admit, not big into vegetables. I definitely wasn't eating a lot of vegetables before, and I'm eating maybe a little bit more now because I just don't have that many options for adding flavor to dishes, so I have to get it where I can. So like I made some chicken soup and I was like, of course, throwing celery in there, which I actually like celery. I don't like it raw, but I really like it in like soup or like pasta salads or things like that. I can't eat pasta salad, by the way. I can't. It kind of sucks because I really like pasta salad. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't feel like I was eating so incredibly bad to cause reflux, so maybe my body is just sensitive. I have no clue. But that's, I guess, where I'm at. This is what's happening to me. This is like the in-depth scoop. And yeah, I'm a little bit overwhelmed because I have to cook a lot more than I did before, and I have to plan meals. Like I said, my dad would cook all the time. Well, usually just dinner, but he was, cooking a lot. So I didn't really have to worry about like what I was gonna eat every day. And even if I did, I could just grab like a box of mac and cheese or something, or, like some canned soup or just like whatever. Like there's so many options for things that I could easily throw together. And that's not the case anymore. I can't just go to a restaurant and buy food anymore. I can't just pop a TV dinner in. I can't just have mac and cheese. Like I can't do any of that. So it's kind of like a big change for me. I will say that there have been some positives. It's kind of hard to see the positives because right now I'm just like so sad because I want to eat things and I can't eat them. Like I've been so good about this diet. Like I've been really strict, and I know it's only been a week, but I have not eaten a single thing that I'm not supposed to be eating. But it's like, oh my God, my mom brought home a pastry. I just want to eat that pastry. We had like ice cream sandwiches in the freezer. I just want an ice cream sandwich. I can't even have fruit, man. Like I have to fucking live off of bananas. And I really like melons, but I kept eating melons for breakfast and feeling phlegmy. And the book was like, if there's anything that you suspect that maybe is making you have symptoms, then avoid it even if we put it on the good list. So now I'm not even eating melons, and I freaking love melons. So yeah, it honestly just kind of sucks, but I was going to talk about the good things, and the good things I would say is it's actually been helping me go to bed like more on time, because I would say I had a little bit of a bad habit of eating late at night because I didn't really pay attention to like when I was eating or when I was going to bed, and like I would just get hungry and I would eat even if it was like 2 a.m. and I was going to be going to bed in like an hour or half an hour or less. So I have been really strict about eating before bed because that was one of the recommendations, or I guess part of the diet plan is that you also make sure to make certain lifestyle changes, like not eating 3 hours before going to bed. So I have been really, really good about that, and it's honestly been really nice because I can like do all of my bedtime things, like brushing my teeth and stuff, way earlier. So instead of being like, oh crap, it's late, I should like brush my teeth and get ready for bed, I've already done all that, and I can just like let my dog out to go potty and slip into bed and read some webtoons and go to sleep. So I am really liking that aspect of it. But overall, it is definitely something that I'm still working through and still figuring out. And I don't know if that's why I'm feeling so tired and uninspired lately. Because lately I just feel like I don't have the energy to make a video. Like it feels to me like so much effort and so much work. It feels like carrying a boulder up a hill. And I don't really know why, because a lot of the time when I make videos, it's actually fun for me. I mean, I'm either discussing something that I'm interested in or excited about, or I'm making silly skit videos, and even though those skit videos can be sometimes a pain in the ass and take a ton of work, a ton of effort, when I'm done and I see the finished product, a lot of times I'm really, really excited for people to see it, and like, I know it's stupid, but like my own stuff can make me laugh sometimes. I have like 2 modes, like sometimes I can't tell if a video is funny or not because I've spent so long like working on it that I just can't even tell. But then other times I'm like, this part is so funny, and like, I don't know, I think my videos are really dumb, but in a good way. So yeah, it's just strange because recently I haven't been feeling that way. I've just been feeling like everything is taking too much of my energy, and I don't know if it's because I'm stressed from trying to figure this LPR stuff out and worrying about if it's gonna go away or not and get better or not, or if I'm just in a slump because the game's in a lull or what. I don't really know, but there's everything about my health. That's where I'm at, and hopefully I'll see you next week. If you have listened to this whole video all the way to the end, even though it was kind of long, thank you for doing so. As per usual, please remember to leave a sacrifice for Lord Algorithm in the form of a like, comment, subscribe, share, blah blah blah. Thanks for watching. Bye!